Hey YouTube, how's it going? So if you haven't been here before, my name's Adam Williams and I just want to welcome you to my channel. So last week I managed to get out to do a bit of aggressive skating. I showed that in my last video and I also told you that I managed to hurt myself skating. So this week I kind of thought I would try and get out for an aggressive skate, and I did. It was a good skate. My back is still a bit sore, so I didn't film anything, plus it was so windy that I was really worried that my camera might get blown over or something like that. So unfortunately, I didn't film anything from that session, and I'm okay with that. Like, it was a really nice session, and it was nice just to get out and skate and not worry about filming anything. And my back is feeling a lot better, and after skating on Sunday and having that session, feeling quite confident that things are going the right way. But I did still want to make something this week, because there's been something that I've been kind of looking into and interested in for a while, and kind of everything's kind of come together now. Now, if you've watched any of my previous videos, you'll know that my history is predominantly with aggressive inline skating. I haven't done much rec skating and I haven't done much free skating. Free skating wasn't even a thing when I used to skate. Now, back last year in October, I decided to invest in some free skates, and I went for the Powerslide Zoom 80 Pros. I've made a video on those, so if you're interested in knowing a bit more about those skates, I'll pop a link down in the description for you to go and check those out. Now, these are 4-wheel inline skates. They're 4x80mm as standard. They come with the stock Trinity mount frame for 80mm. Like, they're nothing special, they're cast aluminium, but they do the trick. Now, something that I've been interested in all along is 3-wheel skates. Now, I have no history with 3-wheel skates. They weren't really a thing when I used to skate, so I don't really know much about them. But one thing that I did notice is that people who tend to skate 3-wheel skates, they tend to stick with them. And in my mind, I was like, there has to be a reason for this. So I did some research. I had some 100mm wheels laying around that I got given, and I just decided, to try and find a set of frames. Now, with everything going on in the world and the pandemic and everything else, it was quite difficult to try and find the parts that I wanted. They're just nowhere is selling them. But thankfully, my friend Brett, he goes under the name of the Silver Surfer on Instagram. If you don't know him, go check him out. He's mint. We were having a chat and I said about wanting to try 3-wheel skates, and he said, I've got some 100mm frames laying around somewhere, and if you want them, you're more than welcome to buy them off me. I kind of thought about it, and I've got some 100mm wheels. So about a week ago, I decided to drop Brett a message and ask him if they were still for sale. They were, and lo and behold, yeah, I bought them off him. So they arrived about 4 or 5 days after I bought them off him. They had to come from Manchester, and I'm based in Norwich, so raw mail and COVID and all that stuff. But the day I got them set up straight away, and this is what they look like. So they are I think they're just casted aluminium, a bit like the 4x80 ones I've got, but these are the 100mm versions. They're tri-frames, they're 231 long. I'd like to say I know a bit more about this, but I really don't. Like, first impressions, the frames fit the skates really well. They look really good, in my opinion, and yeah, first impressions, just based on kind of aesthetics, I was really happy. Now, since setting them up, I had to have a few days where I couldn't get out on them because of just one thing or another, whether it was work or personal commitments, but I managed to get out on them, and I tell you what, I was really pleasantly surprised. My first thoughts on these is just the speed in which you can roll on. They take a tiny bit more effort to get up to speed, and they're a little bit more effort to stop. Once you get going, they roll so smooth and so fast. Like, I didn't think that the jump from 80mm to 100mm would make that much of a difference when it came to speed, but it really does. Like, they're super fast, they're super smooth rolling, they take all the bumps out of the ground really, really well. And just as if that had been the only thing that I liked about them, I would have been really happy. But it wasn't. The maneuverability on a 3-wheel skate is so much better than I expected it to be. I thought because the wheels were bigger, and obviously the frames were slightly longer, and they're not rockered in any way, like they are totally flat, they rolled really, really well. And like, not only that, but when it came to turning and carving, trying to skate backwards, they just skated just perfectly, really, for me. Now, they're not a rocket setup, so trying to attempt wizard tricks or anything like that was really, really difficult. I think I probably gave it a couple of goes at some very simple kind of turns, and I just gave up. It was just not going to happen. But like, maneuverability for skating about, like, you just can't be faulted. And I guess like the last kind of pro that I have on them is just the stability that you get. Like I say, they're super fast, and with speed you kind of start to worry about that twitchiness of maneuverability. You've got to find that balance where they're maneuverable enough to be able to turn easily, but they're not so maneuverable that they become unstable. And these, they just, again, like, they just nailed it. They're really, really smooth and they're really, really fast, but not only that, at high speeds, I felt really, really stable. So I didn't ever worry that I was just gonna, get a speed wobble and get wiped out or anything like that. They just, really, really good. Like really, really good at high speeds, really, really stable frames. Now, one thing I would say is a slight con, and I think it's just something you have to get used to, is, like I was saying, everything's a little bit longer, and I'm not used to that. With aggressive skates and having a pretty typical UK size 9 foot, I'm not used to wheels kind of sticking out of either end very much. And I didn't think it would be an issue. It hadn't really kind of come into my mind that maybe that would become a thing. But literally, whilst skating around the car park, I didn't manage to get my camera out in time. I just got there and I was just warming up, just skating backwards around the car park. I managed to clip the heel of my left foot on the toe of my right foot. And obviously that sent me to the ground fairly hard. I was fine, I didn't hurt myself. Unfortunately, having a bit of a sore back, it did make my back a little bit sorer than it once was before, but it just happens, doesn't it? But that is probably my only con with these. You have to be aware of where your wheels are a little bit more than, say, with an 80mm setup or especially an aggressive wheel setup, because you just don't get near the wheels so much with those. With these, yeah, it's something to consider. You do need to be a bit more careful about foot placement. You do need to be careful about the kind of moving your feet about, because you can clip your toes and it can become an issue. But I just want to say, with all that in mind, these are amazing. Now, I do have a couple other things I do want to try in these, and I haven't had a chance to do it yet because of time. But one thing is, I would like to see what it's like to ride a set of stairs. Now, I only learned to do that in the last couple of weeks, so it's a fairly new thing, and I don't really have a lot to compare against, but I think it's worthwhile kind of just trying that, just to see what that's like, get some stair rides. I'll start at the one that I learned on, because they're nice and small, and then just move it up. But hopefully that won't have too much of an effect on those stair rides, and to be fair, for me, I don't have much experience with it, so I think it will just be a learning curve. But also, I would like to bomb some bigger hills. The couple of hills that I have tried, they're quite mellow, and I got up quite a lot of speed going down some mellow hills. Now, there are some bigger hills in Norwich that I would like to give a go. A couple that are risky at best, so probably won't do those to begin with. But there's a couple I've put on my Instagram that I would like to try in these, because they were pretty quick on those 4x80s. I feel like it's going to be rapid in the 3x100s. So I would like to give that a go, and that will just kind of confirm my stability thing. I think the stability is going to be great, but I think it's just worthwhile trying that as well. But my thoughts on 3-wheel inline skating is, I love it. I might actually be a convertee. I think, at least for now, I'm going to stick to 3-wheel skates. I think they're really fast, they're really enjoyable to skate. I can see a lot of potential for kind of bombing around the city and doing all the free skate stuff that I like to do. And, being able to I think I'll be able to progress pretty quickly on that. Ultimately, I just like going fast on big wheels. So my thoughts are, bigger wheels means go faster. And you never know, in due course, I might even get some bigger wheels than that. But we'll see. So that was my thoughts on 3-wheel inline skates. I really, really like them, and I'd love to hear your thoughts as well. So if you have skated 3-wheel skates, drop a comment down on this video. I'd love to hear your thoughts on them and just see what you think in regards to stability, manoeuvrability, all the things that I've mentioned. But that's it for this week. I'm not going to talk anymore. As always, I just want to say a massive thank you for taking the time to watch this video. It really does make me happy when I see all you guys commenting and liking my videos. And on that note, if you aren't already, please do subscribe to my channel and hit that notification bell. It'll give you an update every time I upload a new video. And if you did like this video, as always, give it a like. It always makes me smile. But until next time, as always, keep rolling, stay safe, and I'll see you in the next video.